Hey, everybody. Let's get going. Hello. I don't know why I'm looking up. Oh, I'm looking up there because that's where you are. You're down there, but that's me up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Caleb, good to see you. We've already got someone in the chat raring to go. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm doing good. But better yet, this guy here, this guy Lee, he's doing even better. He's just come back from a mild heart attack. It's absolute legend, just absolutely crushing it on YouTube, getting all the videos out, having a heart attack, coming back and just being like shrugging it off. But yeah, no, we are promoting each other for the next couple of weeks, and well, then actually it's been a month or so now, I think. But yeah, if you haven't already, please go and subscribe to Lee's channel. Everything's linked in the stream description. Absolutely fantastic guy. He's just put a video out, as I say, back from his health complications, soldiering on getting it done, and he's got a new video out, so go and check that out. Let him know that you've come from my channel. You can probably hear the flight sim in the background, so I do apologize if you can hear that. I don't know, maybe you can. But yeah, what was I going to say? We're looking at more airports. It's what we do on the channel, isn't it? We look at airports, we fly some planes, or we try to fly some planes. I have been talking to a few people over the last couple of days. As you guys know, I'm very open about certain things, and one thing that I will say is that I was contacted by a very big company that do flight sim products, and because of obviously events at home and just it is the wrong time to be at the minute to be given deadlines. That's the problem. Is that I really wanted to take these guys' opportunity, and I don't want to say who, and I don't want to say what, but I had to say no just for the time being, which is a good thing. They were very nice about it. For the time being, let's just stick a cork in it, and we'll revisit the opportunity later along the line. So, which is great. I absolutely love that. I also love that. With the more sort of a proud thing about me, I had a lot of self-confidence back in the day. I am nowhere near as confident as I used to be. So having people reach out to me, it builds the proudness up, builds the confidence back up. So that's good. I've just been speaking to Raz, who is the head guy from Gaia Simulations. And he gave me a lovely message before, and it just blew my mind, because I'm a massive Gaia Simulations fan. These guys actually do a lot more than I originally thought. So yeah, absolutely amazing to talk to Raz, and yeah, that's something. And I've been speaking to a few more people recently to get things moving along with the channel. I know it's all live streams at the minute, and I apologize. I know people like to see the pre-recorded content, but at the minute it's just a lot harder than I originally thought. I always said the channel wouldn't be going to a live stream only channel. It isn't. I will still do pre-recorded stuff. It's just very hard to do it as regularly as I wanted to. I've said that a lot. I know people are getting fed up of hearing it, but it is what it is for me. But anyway, we're going to look at some freeware airport on this one, and again, this is content that sadly has had to be rejigged to go onto a live stream. So these airports you're going to see now were supposed to be going onto a pre-recorded video. I still have airports to do pre-recorded videos for, so that's something. So we'll see if I can get my finger out. It's a lot more than that. It's not just me failing and being lazy. It really isn't. And I am looking forward to showing you these ones. There's a couple in Brazil which I had to do because one of my favorite freeware creators, Bruno Reichardt, I went back and looked at my my old videos back in the day, 2020, 2021, when I was putting out nearly daily videos for the Flight Sim. It was incredible. Looking back at it, just there was my uploads were just so densely populated. It was fantastic. But yeah, Bruno Reichardt, he actually, I was scrolling through some freewares yesterday, and I was like, oh, hang on, he's taken all his old stuff off, and he started to rebuild his old airports, you know, update them, polish them up, and get them, you know, get them working for 2024. So I've got two of his airports on here. Can't wait to show them off. First one we're going to be looking at, and what I'm going to do is, it might extend the live stream a tiny bit more, but I'm going to actually put a I'm going to do default airport, then I'm going to activate it and pop it in to the freeware, just so you guys can see what these freeware creators are doing and how much they're doing. These aren't just simple kind of little upgrades, you know. There's a lot of custom buildings and stuff that you will generally see on Payware airports. And you know what, guys, I've said on a few live streams, do your research before buying Payware, because actually, as much as I want to help developers showcase their products when possible, sometimes there is a really great freeware alternative. And I know that's not going to be great for Payware developers, I understand that, but listen, times are hard. Some people haven't got the money to spend even £15-20, you know. So if there's a nice freeware alternative out there, then people are going to grab it and people will use it. And it is also good to see that there's other creators looking at these freewares and making GSX profiles for them, which again is the case for, I think, some of these, not all of them, but I've got some fantastic ones to show. Just give me 1 second, because I haven't done my obligatory yeah, I need to post that, because otherwise people on social media will not know that I've gone live, which, yeah, always helps. Always helps. So let's get that on there. Perfect, good stuff. So yeah, we've got five to look at. The title gives it away. We're going to be in Brazil for a bit, then we're going over to Europe, and then we're going to Australia, which is pretty cool. So this one, have a little look at it. This one I think is it's not a brand new one. This one's been, I've seen this one pop up a few times, and the reason why I wanted to show this one is, although, and I don't want to say the best, I don't want to say it's better than other ones, because freeware, it's all fantastic. I think these guys are doing really amazing jobs at giving us, you know, handcrafted versions that resemble the airports. And if you're looking at default airports in the sim, they're no good, are they? I mean, some of them are just terrible. And I'll show you briefly what the default airports look like. So let's park. We'll be in the Baron today, just to it's a lot easier than getting the airliners out and parking them up and everything. And I think also it loads in quite quickly as well. And there you have it. So this is there's actually a full name to it. This is Brasília Airport. Not sure if you've already. Yeah, so we did actually, mate. In fact, we were there yesterday. No, not yesterday, Monday. So I did a freeware default airport, and Rotterdam was actually in there. Was actually part of that list. So definitely covered it. It is fantastic. Absolutely agree with you. It is fantastic. Rotterdam by Gaia Simulations, and I've just been saying that. I've just been speaking to Raz, the CEO of Gaia Simulations, who personally reached out to me, which I thought was insane. I actually learned a lot more than I actually didn't know. These guys did a lot more. It was very cool. He sent me a couple of things. I've told him that I'm absolutely just looking forward, hyped for Gaia Simulations Corfu. But yeah, no, we did, mate. We looked at Rotterdam on Monday on a live stream, looking at 5 default, basically similar to this, but we looked at default airports introduced with the world updates, and yeah, it was in there, and it is. You're absolutely right. It's bloody marvelous. I love it. Rotterdam is just, yeah, a Payware quality. It is, and today we'll just shake things up a bit and do some pay. Freeware. Sorry, you know what, the channel back in the day, freeware was my thing. Payware reviews. It was all about the airport. And like I said, I am still doing trailers and cinematics, but I'm definitely not as many as I used to. For me, it was all about developers getting in touch with me getting in touch with developers and reaching out asking if I could do a trailer for them. I don't do that now. I tend to just see if developers want me to do a video for them. I don't charge them for it. I've said it before. I'm not making a big deal out of it. I don't want to make a big deal out of it. I do it mostly for free, and I say mostly because developers do like to send donations, and I'm not going to say no to donations. I'm not stupid, because I don't work. I still need a bit of pocket money for myself, but yeah, I'm not actively approaching developers as I used to do. There's still some people that I work with on the channel, Burn and Blue Designs, Azor Poly, most notably recently Bluebird Simulations, but again, these guys are not exclusively to me. These guys are very, there's no thing to say we use Practically Geek, we use Brian services. That's not the thing. They can use whoever they want. I'm all good. It doesn't bother me. It bothers, obviously, if I don't get to do a trailer or video yet, it's a bit disappointing, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Anyway, this is Brasília. There is another name for it, but this is Sierra Bravo Bravo Romeo. This is from, let me have a little look at it. Everything is linked below with the creators' names. It does say, obviously, if you're using photogrammetry for this area, make sure you download the particular right version. This is from, I don't know how you pronounce this. This is FSoares or FSoares. I know these guys are, they work with some other freeware creators and some other people, and they really do a fantastic job. And looking at the default here, because I haven't looked at the default on these airports, it does look, they've done a fantastic job. The satellite imagery around here is really good anyway, but we are getting a lot of photogrammetry areas from the Brazil update as well. You can see this airport is quite a large, it's a dual runway, and there's quite a lot going on. You've got this entranceway coming in to the airport, but as it's coming round, you've got a lot of hangars, utility buildings, and storage facilities. Same over here as well, as you can see. Now, what's quite interesting is, yeah, so this is interesting. So I've downloaded the photogrammetry version, and this building here is photogrammetry. So it looks like what these guys have done is they've actually excluded the default building and put photogrammetry in it. It's quite interesting because I don't have photogrammetry turned off. In fact, I don't think I have anyway. No, that is definitely photogrammetry over there. You can see that's one of the points of interest that Gaia Simulations did. All the way off there. But yeah, this is quite interesting. So, have a good look. There is the default. And we'll jump into the Payware, because I think it's a nice way to do it. It'd be nice to be able to do a split screen, side by side situation, but I can't do that. So, let's go into my library, and I love the fact that we can do this now, because back in 2020 you had to completely remove put the freeware in, remove it, blah blah blah. All you need to do now is just enable it or disable it. It's pretty cool. Brasília International photogrammetry version. Let's enable it, and I'll show you exactly what this freeware looks like, because it's bloomin' marvelous. Like I said before, I don't like to say better or worse. Now, what I think is interesting is we do have a Payware version for this from a company that I'm not too sure of, Brazil Land Games. I've never heard of them. Don't mean any disrespect to that. I haven't heard of them before. But it's got quite a nice score, 4.4 out of 5, 36 reviews. So if anyone is watching this live stream and has that particular version, let me know. If you're rewatching, please let me know, because it'd be interesting to see just what the Payware is like. But let's have a little look at the freeware. And as you can see, immediately when you go in, and what I would say, there's a lot of 2D assets in this, and what I mean by that is there's a lot of the windows and fronts of buildings are 2D 2D textures, as you can see here. But we have a lot of custom buildings for the freeware and for the scale of this airport. All of the aprons and taxiways are all redone as well. And as you can see, what he's done is I don't know what it is about this airport, but I can't quite understand it. I feel like I've got quite a good knowledge when it comes to sceneries and airports for the most part. But you can see that all this was actually auto-generated for the airport. But the creators actually, as I said before, he provided a photogrammetry version and a non-photogrammetry version. Now, obviously, the photogrammetry version is probably going to be a bit more performance heavy, but I think it looks fantastic. And look at this now. This is a freeware. And yeah, okay. If you go and get, most likely, if you go over and get the Payware version, I haven't seen it, but as a guess, I'm going to say that, you know, it's not going to have this 2D texture, in which, yeah, if you buy, be totally honest here, this is no disrespect to the freeware creator, if you were to buy this as a Payware product, yeah, you'd be asking, you know, what's going on here. But as a freeware, I think it's more than acceptable. It's whether you fly in this part of the world as well. The taxiway and apron texturing is far more superior, definitely far more superior. The fact that we have a lot of authentic signage on these hangars as well, and every single hangar has been, you know, custom modeled into the scenery, is really, really nice. Again, not too sure why the default airport doesn't include the surrounding photogrammetry. It's almost like the auto-gen takes priority over, but this is just sort of the, you know, the apron with the hangers in and stuff like that. You've got a massive car park full with cars, as you can see, and the terminal does actually have an interior to it, which again is just mind-blowing for a freeware. I think it's incredible that we get any kind of decent looking terminal, but it's very, very nice. And again, look at the apron textures. Like, you know, custom car models. Again, you know, they're not the sharpest and they're not the most well modeled, but they're custom. It's actually, you know, custom ground vehicles. That is an animated one as well, which is insane. I don't think that is anything to do. Seriously? Has this person put animated ground vehicles in? custom vehicle traffic inside the airport. Okay, and you know, that looks weird because there's absolutely no one on it, but you know, you're not getting custom animated vehicles in a lot of Payware airports. Aerosoft, MK Studios, there's a couple of other guys that like to put it in. But some of the main fellas, I won't mention names, but you guys can surmise who they are. You don't see animated vehicles in their scenery. And this isn't a live stream / video to say, I mean, yeah, we've got some bits going on here with custom jetways that could be to do with GSX, so I apologize for that. I'm sure there's probably something inside the download. Every download file is linked in the stream description, by the way, so if you like any of these, head down there. Make sure you do leave some feedback for the freeware developers, please. It does help them. Let them know that you've seen them on my video. Let them know that you've downloaded it. You know, feedback is appreciative. Try and be respectful to them because these guys are not getting paid for absolutely anything. But yeah, the sheer fact that it's a whole custom airport and it's not a bad interior. We've got some flickering on the grass, but look at the interior. There's no people in there, but I tell you what, again, I've seen Paywares with no people inside, you know. Not bad at all. And the good thing is everything's free. You know, in this stream, you're gonna see everything's free. It's if you're not, you know, you're not too keen on it, you don't need to download it. You're not losing out. But I tell you what, I think some of these will also make you potentially want to fly in some of these areas if you've never flown them before. And what I've found with it is if you are able to fly some of the regional jets, some of the smaller Airbuses, like I've started to learn how to do, you honestly do start to look around the world map, flight radar, check out some routes. I did the it was the flight simulations, or what was it called? The Afonso Pena Airport. Did that to Rio de Janeiro. Wonderful flight, lovely views along the coast. Fantastic. Not a location I'd usually fly, but it was brilliant. As I say, this little pier over this way has also got an interior. It's exactly the same. I think pretty much just a duplicate. And then the factory we saw before, like I say, this was autogen, but the photogrammetry version is there. And it, for me, if you're not too close to it, it does look like a custom model. And also as well, you know, there's been some customization on the landscape as well, where they've put the taxiways in as well. It's fantastic. It really is. And again, you will hear me stress a lot that everything is freeware. So you absolutely can't go wrong, because if you don't like it, you haven't put any money into it. But I think a lot of people will be surprised, especially the last two. I am going to put it out there, guys. Please do. If you are interested in any freeware stuff, the last two airports, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Quite a substantial. I mean, look at the taxiway. Look at the taxiway textures and markings. You know, and back in the day, this would be prime video for me. This would be a lovely before and after montage to show you just how different it is. I'm going to try my best in this live stream to go into the default airports and give you a bit of a look. But yeah, there's a Payware version. It's, I think what was it, about 15, 16 quid. You know, and all my intentions, if I had all the time in the world, I'd get these airports and I'd do comparisons between them. That's what I really want to do, but it's just so hard. Just so hard. All right, James, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. Bargain for now. Yeah, I mean, it is, isn't it? It's not a place that many probably would be flying, but, you know, for Brazilian flight simmers, for people who like to branch out and do other routes, you know, it's definitely one to look at. And I always find now that if I'm wanting to do a particular route and I've got a really good version, a Payware version, or there's a Gaia Simulations handcrafted version, I do have a look on FlightSim.to and see if there's a version out there of the airport that I want to either depart from or arrive at, just in case, you know, I can't go off and get the Payware version. And this might be one of those. So let's carry on. Let's have a look at our next one. Two more Brazilian ones. We won't be spending a whole lot of time in there. I do want to put emphasis on the last two airports in this live stream. Not that I'm saying ones are better than the other, not at all. I just think that those ones, I think people will be, particularly my audience, I think they might be a bit more for you guys. But let's have a little look. Again, I'm going to start with the default airport, give you a little bit of a look around. These are the two from Bruno Rijkaard, and I had to feature him. This live stream was a bit different a few days ago. When I discovered that Bruno was creating again and updating his older airports, I was like, right, it's going in there. And yeah, fantastic to see him back. So we're looking at Presidente Prudente Airport. Trying to remember how I used to say it because I got it spot on back in the day. Sierra Bravo Delta November. And he has got a keen eye for detail. It's very, very nice. So we're not going too far. Let's have a little look. Paolo, good to see you. Morning, evening, everybody. Evening to yourself, mate. Thanks for coming in. Like I say, if any of you guys in the live chat or rewatching this live stream are downloading any of these on the back of this live stream, please do leave the creator a nice comment, some feedback or whatever, and do make sure you have a look in the download link because some of these have got GSX profiles as well. Let's park the Baron over here. No, let's put it over here and have a little look at this one. And this takes me back. I had to do this because it really does take me back. I looked at these airports on my channel in 2021. All the way back in the 2021 when the channel was, or at least not so much the channel, but from when my sort of flight simulation creation started. And when we were all still stuck at home. I think maybe at that point, possibly. So yeah, this is Presidente Prudente. Not much to really look at. There's a single airport. Just Flights Traffic has put in a little Azul ATR, which is quite nice. And yeah, it's a single runway. It's the most default looking airport you will see. There's not much to look at. There's a single apron. What I want you guys to really look at though is this area here. So this area right here, which by the way, in the freeware version, the Bruno has done a fantastic job. And like I say, even back in 2021, his freewares just, yeah, they were, for me, every time he released an airport, it was like a Payware was coming out. He has got a keen eye for the texture work and the detail to make the airports really like aged, you know, like they've been there for years and years. So let's have a little look and get into this first one by Bruno. I might have chopped up. I really do want to get some actual pre-recorded videos out for this, so I'm trying to not use all of everything that I've got kind of in a big document online to show you. Sierra Bravo Delta November. Let's reactivate that. You can see there Bruno Reichardt. It's actually down as a 2020 airport. I think it's a for both basically. Let's head back into it. I wouldn't be doing anything like this live usually, but the fact that it's quite quick to activate, enable, disable. Let's have a little look at it now. And I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised. We've got a bit more of a spot-on layout as well. More stands, and well, you can see the actual ground texture on this. Now, look at this. This is incredible. Keep in mind it is freeware. I will say a lot, so here we go. Now, all of the default hangars. Now, I am getting a bit of stutters. I've just been told, or at least I've just seen someone mention that the newest NVIDIA driver does seem to not iron out performance issues, but it seems to make performance a bit better. It's too early to say. I need to do some flying. But yeah, look at the wear and tear on the buildings. Now, it's not pin sharp, is it? I mean, it's not. But I tell you what, someone snap up Bruno and get them into your dev team, because this guy knows how to do it. He really, really does. There's no interiors. I honestly don't think there needs to be. It's a fantastic job. Look at that. Even some custom foliage, from what I can tell there, just to add to the aged look. Fantastic. And it is just has, you know, it's as I remembered it, but I think just more defined and just crisper and, you know, up to standard to what we're seeing now. Like I say, you know, there's no interiors, but again, I don't think there needs to be. The only thing I have reported back to Bruno, which he hasn't replied back yet, but there does seem to be too many cars. There's some on the roadways and stuff, but if you sort of move that to one side, the landside area is also immaculate. Like, it really is. It's fantastic. And if you've got the time and the patience, you can go back to my pre-recorded videos back in 2021 and see these airports. We're looking at Maricela Rondon as well by Bruno Reichardt after this. And then before, when I said please try and remember this part, it's this bit over here. Now look what he's done. All custom model hangars. All signage, which, I mean, I'm gonna say I guess it's gonna be as authentic as possible. You know, the artwork on this, and then look, these hangars, I've never seen this before, are on stilts. I'm assuming that's something to do with police helicopter, but this was just a flat ground with autogen buildings in, and he's actually done all that. And obviously taking the time to do all the little bits, some you know, fuel tank areas and the taxiway and the runway. Look at the textures on them. I think these are possibly to do with 2024, but very nice. Catches the light really well. And then some of the fire engine buildings and some maybe water silos and stuff like that. I can only imagine would be for the firefighters. Really, really cool. That looks great. We're lucky to have these. We are, mate. And you know, it's sad to see when freeware developers do end up, you know, getting into the payware game. But I always feel very happy for them, because there's a point in where the freeware that they're making is just too good to be like, listen, you should be getting some money out of that, because, well, you deserve it. You've spent a lot of time in doing it, and it's so good. People do need to be putting their money in the pocket, taking their money out the pocket, putting their hand in their wallet, is what I meant to say. But yeah, fantastic, incredible, and it's just as good as I remember. If it's even better now. It's available in 2024, and it's good to see Bruno back in there. And again, I think if he isn't already, I don't know his history, but you know, maybe the guys at Flight Simulations, they're based in Brazil, they need to nab Bruno, because he has got a talent behind him, and it looks fantastic. It really does. Now, I haven't looked at Maricela just yet, so we can have a little look at that now. I know we are getting through these, but like I say, we will be spending a bit more time with the N2 airports, just because they are a bit more, they're a bit bigger, they're a bit more fleshed out. So Maricela, that is Sierra Bravo Charlie Yankee. We don't need to be disabling that. What am I doing? We need to go straight to it. And then again, there is also an actual payware available for this. Gear Down Simulations, who apparently have got some really, really good scores going on. 4.5 out of 5, 106 reviews. Again, not too familiar with Gear Down Simulations. But yeah, this is a bit bigger, this one. Let's stick the Baron over here and have a little look around. Dude, you don't know what freeware means. Microsoft is a paid game, not freeware. Nothing can download for free. You had to buy the game. What you on about, mate? It's freeware. I don't know what freeware means. I'm pretty sure I do, mate. I'm not. I don't like to be horrible about things. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but don't claim that I don't know what freeware means. These airports are freeware. I'm not talking about the simulator. Yeah, you had to buy the sim. Of course you do. But they're free airports. The link below, you can download them and put you into your sim. You haven't paid any more than the freeware. Oh, mate, go and get a life. What are you trying to achieve by commenting that? Either you just really don't like the simulator, or you don't seem to understand. Payware is when you pay for something, which is the airports that you download. Freeware is free, like the ones I'm showing you now. There's no two ways about it. You don't. The basic sim is payware, yes, but you make a decision to buy it based on the value it gives of what include anything addition is the free. Not fanboying at all, not really. I play X-Plane 12. I fly in that. I fly in other simulators that aren't technically simulators. And to be honest with you, even if I was fanboying, it doesn't matter. I'm actually trying to show freeware that people are creating without getting paid. So yeah, learn basic words at least. Yeah, I will, mate. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. For everyone who's trying to enjoy the stream, yeah, that person is gone because they seriously don't know English or the terminology. They seem to think that, oh, I tell you what, that has really got on my nerves. And you guys know that I'm quite laid back. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but Yeah, not an argument I want to get into, especially when people are spending time making these, making these airports for free. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry for the people who are actually trying to watch this live stream. Yeah, he's kicked out. He's on a timeout, but he's muted from the channel now because, let's be honest with you, has just found a video he wants to go and make trouble at, and doesn't quite understand anything by the looks of it. Clearly one of those people who can't run the simulator on the PC, and then blames Microsoft for it. One of those people. And yeah, I know the simulator. Oh, look at that. I know the simulator has its moments, and it frustrates us. Jesus God, some of us guys who really enjoy the sim and like to do this kind of live stream, and others, we still get frustrated. It's not always, in flowers and beautiful tranquil streams, and we're not always sitting here just enjoying it. I've got crashes. I've had the sim crash to desktop. You guys have seen the sim completely freeze me system. You know what I mean? I don't like the word fanboying, by the way. I don't mind people taking the P and claiming to know better. I don't mind that. People can do that, but fanboying, no. I don't fanboy against things. I just enjoy them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he's got nothing better to do. You guys are in here to enjoy it. Anyway, let's get into this because I'll have enough time to moan about it afterwards. So this is a bit bigger, this one. Do you know what? It's weird. I remember Bruno doing his freeware back a couple of years ago. I remember featuring on the channel very, very clearly. But the airports, they don't resonate with me. And not in a silly way, just in a I can't remember them. Like, I remember them being very, very good freewares, but the layout and how they look, like, I didn't think this was what the Marcello, I think it is how you pronounce it, look like. But again, I would say default wise, it's not too bad. We've got apron markings, the taxiways and the runways are all right. Landside is never any good. It's just a big block of concrete, isn't it, on the ground with cars and some kind of terminal, which again in this instance nothing works. Could be the default airport, could be GSX, I don't know. Have you done a Sobo airport? Hornet, mate. I don't know which one that is. If there's a couple in Rio, isn't there? And there's a couple of other ones. But these are just freeware ones, these, mate. So the idea for this is just showing you the default airport first. Just so you guys get a good idea of how the freeware looks. Again, this will be handy to show you in Payware comparisons, but just to show you how much the freeware developer's done. And this one's quite a big one, so again, I can't remember it being this big. It could have updated. Do you know what I mean? It could have expanded since then. Got this massive, is it inactive volcano mountain type thing? But yeah, I mean, the one thing that I can actually give this default airport is that the runway and the aprons and everything looks pretty good. Default buildings, again, I'm still firmly in the camp of X-Plane 12 does it better. I am sorry for the Microsoft Flight Sim fanboys out there. But it is the X-Plane 12 default airports are just miles better. They honestly resemble the airport that's there without being a handcrafted one. I have to say that. I think these ones on Microsoft Flight Simulator, they've just got quite a while. They've got quite a they've got a long way to go, really. The buildings in the cities, the autogen stuff, they're not too bad. They're all right. It's always better having photogrammetry, but yeah, they're not too bad. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look at another one of Bruno Reichardt. Absolutely love this guy. Very nostalgic when I saw him back on FlightSim.to. It was quite cool. So we'll activate this, and then we'll move on to our, oddly enough, our last two. Everything's linked in the description below, so technically you guys can see what we're going to have a look at already. So what's going on here? Right, there we go. Where's... Oh, don't start. See, I told you, it doesn't always work. Sometimes it crashes. Not too sure what's going on, to be honest with you. Right, okay, there we go. See, it's not all... It's not all good. So here we go. Cuiabá. The pronunciation on this guy. Maricela Ronda, I think, is the airport name. What was this? Sierra Charlie? Yeah. No, it was a B. Let's have a little look. Is it just like traffic worth getting? Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that the models are absolutely incredible. Some of the best models you can get. Better than FSLTL or AIG models, in my opinion. But the injector, it just has it has its moments. Like, you can load into Heathrow and there'll be nothing there at all, and then you could load into somewhere like here and you'd have the full traffic sitting there. It's very, I don't know, like, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, or there definitely hasn't been an update for it. Funny enough, you say that you had it on FSX. I have it on X-Plane 12 global traffic, and it is absolutely incredible on X-Plane 12. Why? I mean, I know there is limitations with the sim. I understand that, and I know that probably Just Flight have been able to do much more with it on X-Plane. But on X-Plane 12, Just Flight global traffic is incredible. It's outdated now, sadly, so you still... I mean, it's not a bad thing, but you still get Virgin 747s at Manchester and Heathrow, which is great. You do get some updated stuff, but you can click on the planes, and you can... we've done it on a live stream before. You can click on the radar and press on them, and it'll take you to a locked shot of that aircraft, and it is a very, very well made AI traffic program. The fact that you can also click on the planes, see where they are, you can get to a camera where you're looking at them in the sky, you can see them taking off in like a flyby mode, and then you can just very, very seamlessly go back to your own airport, your own airplane. Very, very nicely done. A lot better on X-Plane 12 than it is on Microsoft Flight Simulator, sadly. But yeah, here is the same airport, guys, that we've just been at. Freeware. Just, honestly, just incredible for the free. This, in my opinion, definitely Payware. Definitely Payware quality. Look at this. All of the little touches, I'm guessing storm drains, maybe. The quality of the models and the texture work. Like I say, Bruno has got an eye for detail, and everything is custom. Sad to see there's some little marks in the ground there, but you know what? It's... Look at that. Surrounding fence, you know I like that. Look at the textures on the little bit of extension here. Look at that. Again, and then the Brazilian markings, quite similar to the Japanese ones, I think, isn't it? It's got that orange marking and center line on the taxiways rather than white or red, but it's quite similar to over in Japan. The coloring of the taxiways and aprons and stuff. But yeah, incredible, guys. I definitely go and check it out. Forgive me if you've already talked about it, but Southampton Airport in England is looking very good. There is a freeware one, yeah. There's a freeware one that's just it's been added not too long ago. I'm gonna add it to potentially a video or a live stream. I think I've got 10 UK freeware airports that I want to show off, so that might make it into there. But I've seen that. I didn't get any build Southampton. I don't think that is quite old now. I think it's just a 2024 compatible model, that one. But yeah, I've seen there's a freeware Southampton. It does actually look really, really good. But yeah, this is another Brazilian airport, which I tell you what, it's never really been on my radar. Sorry for the pun, but it hasn't. I've done a full flight recently over there, as I say, to Rio, to one of the airports, and we're starting to get some very good sceneries, either payware and freeware. I did feature some of flight simulations, Brazilian payware, absolutely fantastic. Some of the best sceneries I've seen. In fact, I would say that, you know what, it's quite similar. I'd be interested to see if maybe Bruno has any kind of affiliation to flight simulations, because honestly, it is reminiscent. I think the only thing I would say, and I don't mean any disrespect at all, obviously the text is a lot more crisper, but then I would expect that on a payware scenery, you know what I mean? That said, I think this could very easily pass. I mean, this is the first time I've seen Bruno do any kind of interior, because usually even as control towers are just a glass texture. But yeah, he's put a wow. I tell you what, curved monitors as well. The chairs look fantastic. Look at this. I tell you what, that is a bit more of a substantial upgrade. Has the terminal got an interior to it? It looks like it has, doesn't it? Wow, I've not actually looked at this since I installed it. Wow, Bruno. I am going to throw it out there and say that this might be a bit more of a rebuild than the original Maricela that he did. I think, as a guess, I think Presidente Prudente, the one that we were just at, I think that might be less of a rework, because this just looks like a whole new model, a whole new airport. I'll go back to the terminal in just a second. But yeah, I mean, look at the surroundings. I mean, we've got no photogrammetry, but very urban. Lots of buildings and villages and cities around here. Look at that. Yeah, see, this is reminding me of the flight simulation stuff with the, the faked rain textures, and it does look good. Maybe more of an oil slick more than rain, I'll tell you what, Bruno, you've done a fantastic job, mate. I hope you get to see the live stream, because you've done a bloody good job, mate. Yeah, the freeware one, mate. I'm gonna have to take a look at it again. For the one person who had to get kicked out, it is freeware. It's a free product. It's not. Yeah, some people just need a bit of a wake up. This isn't connected on. I've got a feeling this is exactly what it was like before. It's possibly GSX, but I'm pretty sure I disabled the jetways things. I'm not too sure why that is doing that, sadly. Actually, there should be custom jetways in this. It seems like things are getting mixed up. You can actually see the custom things. I'm pretty certain GSX I've disabled some of that stuff, but in fact, the first freeware we looked at, the Brasília by, I want to say FSoares, he actually helped do the custom jetways in this scenery. So I am going to give them a shout out just to let people know. But again, I'd like to know if people, if you do download this, guys, let me know if your jetways worked. Somewhere along the line, I think something has gone wrong. GSX possibly, I don't know, but let me know. Definitely recommend it anyway. There is a bit of a, you know, a bit of a faked interior, but I tell you what. Fantastic, it really is. Lovely, lovely stuff. Spot on. Let's have a look at our next one. We will head to... We're going over to Europe now. So we're going to head to Europe, then we're going to go back out again and go to Australia. This one has... I think this one's been featured heavily along the way. I've got the wrong link though for that. Let's have a little look, see if I can get it back. Yeah, there it is. So this one, this might have won the Freeware Award on the Flight Sim Awards, possibly this one. Or it could be another one I'm thinking of. Anyway, let's have a little look at what I'm talking about. We are going to Lima Romeo Oscar Papa. Henri Coandă, Bucharest. There is actually an update for this, and I haven't updated it. I apologize. Let's see if what the update is like, because I don't want to... Yeah, we might have to install that update. I apologize, guys. That is my fault. Silly enough, I had all these pages ready. Had all these pages ready. So what we might do is just... Yeah, what we'll do is we'll just swap it around. We will install this one. There's actually a Payware version by South Oak. For 4 out of 5 stars, 21 reviews. There is actually a Payware available, 17 quid. But let me tell you, the freeware is incredible. I am going to download the newest update now. I do apologize for this. I did have all the windows open and didn't clock the update for it. That's going to take a bit to download. It's I think one of the heftiest downloads we've got on here. What we will do is we'll go to what was going to be the last airport and have a look at that first. So we'll head over to Australia. Makes sense, I guess. Are we closer to Australia? Over in Brazil? I don't know. I don't think so, are we? I don't know. I don't know the distance. Maybe. But yeah, we'll head over to this one. This is Yankee Bravo Papa November. This is called Whitsunday or Whitsunday. This one makes bold claims because it says it's a 2024 airport version 2 payware quality. That is how the freeware creator has dubbed it. Is actually a payware quality airport. Now, bit of a spoiler alert. It is fantastic. I know you've heard me say that a lot for these ones, but this one, again, not everyone's into the interiors, but it has got an absolutely incredible interior. For a freeware, I was blown away. It is payware quality. I will admit, the guys who've done it have done a fantastic job with it. It is a very bold claim to go straight out and say it's a payware quality, but well, you guys let me know. We're in the default version to start with, of course. And yeah, it's what you'd expect from a default airport. In fact, there's not much here. It is quite, wow, it's not great at all. Wow. Funny enough, I'm sure they've got a comparison, and I'm pretty sure that there's a few more buildings here than what it's showing. Yeah, okay. Apparently it's got more. Now, I don't know whether that picture's been taken in 2020. Funnily enough, this says it's a 2024 version 2. It's a 2024 airport version 2 payware quality, but it says it's only available for 2020. I've noticed here that on the stock picture, there's an actual terminal building. And as you guys can see, there's absolutely nothing there apart from these circus tents, is the best way to put it. There's absolutely not a sausage here. Apart from this lovely, is that a Dash 8 that we're seeing there without any livery on? And a Jetstar, is it A320? If someone was asking about Just Flight models or Just Flight itself, that's what the models look like. And to be very honest, they're very nice. They're very nice. The liveries are great. This is a Just Flight model. Potentially. Usually the wheels are not that sort of. Yeah, no, it is, definitely is. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, anyone making a scenery here could really just do the bare minimum and make it look better than what the default is. Wow. Okay. Yeah. There's not. Yeah. It's not the best. Yeah. We don't really need to spend much time in there, so let's get this activated. And yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. I saw this recently, and I saw it in the actual sim recently. I've had it on my plan to show it on a video or a stream for quite a while. I'm going to be honest. What did I say it was? The Yankee Bravo Papa November, was it? There we go. Pushback Studios. So it says Pushback Studios. The community creator on the actual download page is actually down as music. Very special thanks mentions to the team. Would like to thank Gav Sanders and Dogdor. It is fantastic. The guys have done a fantastic job here. It's yeah. The claim is, I think, definitely justified. Let me show you what the guys have done with this one. Like I said, the interior is, well, you'll see. And already you can see there's just, yeah, same time of year. I don't know if all this is custom foliage. It looks like it might be, possibly they've changed the seasons a bit. Let me just have a little look, because it didn't look like this before, did it? It actually looks like these guys have done just a whole new kind of base layer. I don't know how to describe it for the foliage, because this isn't default grass or plants, because it doesn't change with the seasons, but it makes it look really, really cool. Very immersive, like, you know, like a used airfield. Custom buildings here. I love the quality of the hangars as well for this. Some of it seems to be like flickering a bit, so but again, I'm not too concerned about that. It's not something I'd say, you know, wow. It's almost like I'm critiquing it for it being a payware, and it isn't. It is very, very good though. The road is mapped all the way down. Show you down here, you know, all the way along. I think to, wow, to maybe the threshold, the approach. Yeah, they've done all the way along there. All this is completely fixed, so maybe one of the original runways, maybe, I don't know. And everything just looks far smarter. There's, what I've noticed here is it's a this is definitely a default tower. I'm pretty certain it's something that you can add in the scenery editor, but again, it looks great. We've even got some animated people. I'm not too sure what animated people these are. Let me just see, because what I would say, guys, it is, if you are interested in downloading any of these, make sure you look at the download page, because some of them do have dependencies, meaning that you do need additional libraries. You do actually need animated people library for this one. So these aren't default people. These are actually a downloadable library, a freeware one, so you won't pay for it, but you got to make sure that if you install this scenery, you have to install additional libraries for things to work. The scenery will still work, but some of them are actually heavily dependent on libraries. Some freeware developers basically put together a more realistic version of airports and airfields, bush airstrips, but using all libraries from different creators, which is absolutely fine as long as obviously credits given and stuff like that. But yeah, some do just use libraries to make the whole thing. These guys haven't. These guys have actually modeled in buildings and used a lot of custom built stuff, not just a bunch of dependencies. I'll be honest with you, I try and keep anything that I'm recommending down to minimal dependencies, because you're downloading nearly 10-15 libraries to get one airport. Sometimes it's worth it, but yeah, it can start making things a bit dicey with performance. Sometimes it can even just completely crash your sim. This guy's on the phone here. Here you go. But yeah, you can see how much better this airport looks. Like, just when we haven't even got, you know, there's a terminal there now. There's a land side. It looks great. There's some hangars here as well. In fact, the texture work on this one, very reminiscent of what we saw with Bruno's sceneries just then. Lots of weathering and detailing around the edges of the walls and stuff. Boats. There we go. Let's have a little look. Let's make sure our Bucharest airport is going to get installed. Let's have a little looky look. Looks good to me. Let's make sure we can go back to that. The reason why I have done that, just so you guys know, was because the changes, the most recent update to Bucharest does add in additional buildings and loads of other stuff. So it wasn't worth me going into that and showing you it without showing you the most up-to-date thing. So again, I do apologize. We will have to obviously, you know, come out the sim and load that back in. But yeah, here is the sort of the road leading up to the airport. And although we don't have any sort of animated assets, there's a taxi here, maybe taking people home or dropping people off or whatever. Good old Asobo tree in the road, but yeah, I'm gonna let that slide because, well, it's a freeware. And just look at it. Access fences and perimeter gates and stuff like that. Signage for the airport. Some water tanks. There's a proper car park. There's like a little Hertz stand there. A coach there with some cars. All the cars. There's quite a few custom model cars in here as well. Look at the coach as well. Airport transfer. I realised as well we didn't take a look at any of the other airports in the dark. I do apologise, but you guys will have to download it and check it out for yourself. I am terrible for going into night lighting, but I'll try. I'll do it with this one. And as you can see, the whole. I mean, yeah, it's a small terminal, but the whole terminal is completely modelled. Very, very nicely. I am gonna slew my Baron over. I like these animated models, by the way. These are a downloadable one you can get. The actions on them are just so much better. Like the Asobo ones are nice, you know, they're eye candy. They're very, very you know, they look a bit more realistic. But the animations on these animated ones, they're a loop. They don't sort of fade away and disappear and then start again. You know, this guy will just continue to go on the phone around and around. This guy here, this kid is waving to his mum. I don't know. She's waving back. Same with here. You know, this kid's waving someone away. And it looks genuine. It looks realistic. And again, that is part of a free library that developers can use for the sceneries. So we'll take the avatar in to the terminal to have a look around there, just because it's a bit better. But here's the airside with all the baggage carts. Nice selection of ground equipment and stuff. Clutter. Again, some more animated people from that library. Some ground staff. Looking busy, pretending to be busy. And then some more sort of areas here, baggage reclaim and stuff like that. Again, with more animated workers, which is brilliant. Again, it's a freeware. It's pretty cool. Is this one of the Asobo cars? I don't think it is. This is an actual Toyota. Look at that. I'll tell you what, that's a mega model, that, isn't it? Wow. Okay. Just suddenly turned into Microsoft Forza Simulator. Okay. Pretty cool. Have we got any more like that? This is the same model, I think, just with the taxi livery on. Not bad. Let me slew my Baranova, because I'd like to take a look at this terminal with a in the avatar mode, because I think it'll be a lot better. Here we go. Here he goes, my my doppelganger. It's not. I don't expect this to have any kind of collision on it, but let's walk through to landside and have a little look around, because it is actually, do you know what? The interior is class. They've done an amazing job on the interior. Oh, there's collision on the fences. Nice. Okay. You're not going to let me out at all then, no? Okay. Have it your way. I'll just take me Baranova to the car park. It's fine. You can't park there, mate. Okay, let's have a little look. And then, you know what? Already I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll change the time. Look at that. Wow. I mean, do you know what? I'll be totally honest. As a freeware creator, I'd probably never just go straight off the bat and say, here's our Payware quality scenery. You've got some balls to do that, but I'll give them the due. I think the animated models, I think the choice of animated models is very, very good. Like, it really is. And they're not bad looking either. They're not bad at all. There we go. Hopefully we can actually get in and there's no collision on the actual doors or anything. There we go. Honestly, like, in my opinion, some might say different, but that is actually what you'd get in some Payware. The lighting's fantastic, mate. I think the lighting is done so well. You know, the assets used in models of the chairs and everything, they're really well done. They're not 2D or anything. They've been saying goodbye forever, but yeah. Let's go through. Let's have a little look down here. That's baggage reclaim over there. Got my torch on. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's got the advertisements. They're all backlit. They're all lit up. She's arguing with absolutely no one, but yeah, it don't matter. It's all there, and I tell you what, it gets better. Let me show you the actual airside of this of the scenery. You can even see there's, I guess, the staff exits, or I don't know, maybe the passenger exit. Let's go through and get our bag searched. There's no collision on it. Why am I going all the way around? You know, there's bags and there's people. Look at this. I mean, that is tremendous. Look at that. It's free. It's free. You can go and download it now, add it to your sim. By the looks of it, this airport does get some. Let's have a little look. There's actually a kid running around here as well. Look at this. Doing my bloody head in, but he's running around, you know, and he's there as an animated passenger. It's so cool. Let's have a little look and see, because I am curious. I don't think I had a look. What do we get here? Do we actually get Jetstar? Yeah, not bad. We get some Jetstars A320, Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney. Virgin Australia from Brisbane with the 737-800. Jetstar Virgin. Flex Flight with a... Not too sure what that one is. Maybe an Otter. We've got Skytrans as well. You know, it's not a massively busy airport, but oh, sorry, the dash 8, the dash 8 100s and the 200s and stuff like that. But yeah, you can get your Phoenix aircraft into here for sure. And then this is the quality you're going to be downloading. Dare I say it, for free. I mean, it's all done. It's definitely a love letter. It's definitely a passion project. Yeah, good. Yeah, Pedro. Yes, yeah. Well, Bruno's back, and I had to get Bruno into the live stream. Definitely had to. Look at this, by the way. I've got a feeling that this is a bit of a mixture, possibly. These look, if the guys have modeled these in, then wow. But I've got a feeling that these might be default assets with the scenery editor. But if any of the guys who have made this airport are watching and that's not the case, absolutely no disrespect to you. If you've modeled all this into that level, then you need to be getting into the Payware game, guys. I'll be honest, and I don't care that I'm saying that. I know people would say don't give them ideas, but look at it. It is literally Costa Coffee Simulator. Look at all the macaroons and the pastries and stuff. It's definitely some guys who maybe this is the local airport, or they have some kind of history with this airport, because it is done to such a high quality. You know, the only thing missing there is some fish. Hang on, have we got fish? No, we haven't. But even the layer of water at the top is animated. I don't know how they've done that, because you've got the default water in the sim, you know, your rivers and your lakes and stuff like that. There's even animated bubbles. I've just noticed some bubbles have just gone up, haven't they? Yeah, there you go. A very cool airport airbase for free that I really enjoy is Mount Pleasant by Flak 9. I'll have to have a look at it, mate. I'll have to have a look at it. Thanks for the suggestion. Definitely have a look. I've got a lot of lists going on behind the scenes that I need to get into some kind of video or live stream. I like doing live streams, but I really wish I had the time and the sort of resources to get more videos out, because it's what I want to do. It's just it is tough going. Yeah, the animated bubbles, the fact that the water at the top is actually moving. I'm not too sure how they've done it, but it does the job. Just, you know, sadly, and not a critique, there's no fish at that. But, you know, I'm only saying that because of what they've done with this scenery. There's people just, you know, going about. There's some pilots over there ready to, I don't know why they're lining up. They'll be going straight onto the plane. People are all animated. They're sitting there. They, you know, it looks immersive. It is so good. And I've also noticed as well that it is a texture, but they've even gone as far as to put the light. It's not real light. I can say that for certainty. This it's not a real time light. They've textured in the light coming from the from the swimming pool, from the fish tank. So you can see the fish tank is obviously illuminating the the ceiling above it, and it looks great. And I must admit, if I'm going to be totally honest, I think that these lights up here could be textures as well, but it's done to such a really good level. Definitely one of the best interiors I've seen. Doesn't matter that it's a small little airport. It's one of the best interiors I've seen of any airport. And that goes for Payware as well. I think the animated passenger models, I think they really, even though it's not their models, it's as I say, part of a different library. I think they've done well in choosing that and implementing, because again, these guys haven't just installed that library. They've had to place those people, and they've placed them really well. Everything makes sense, doesn't it? There's the kids running around there doing the parents' heading. This lady she's probably going, stop running around, get on the plane, we're gonna miss it and stuff like that. She's waiting for a McDonald's, and she's just wandering around because, well, I don't know, she's probably waiting for her husband or something, and her husband's taking the absolute pee trying to get through security. The security, look at the security machines as well, the x-ray machines. We are getting spoiled. Sadly, people, talent like this, they're going to head into the Payware game, I'd imagine. I mean, look at NZA Simulations. When I first started these videos back in 2020, NZA Simulations were knocking out some of the best freeware you could get. And now look at them. They're knocking out some of the best Payware you can get. It's, it's one of those. Now, I am sorry. I am going to have to pop you back on the big head screen. Big head being mine, because I'll have to just come out the sim, because like I say, I dropped the ball and didn't update the airport we were going to take a look at before that one. But I think this one, I'm pretty certain, I could be wrong, this one did this win the award for the best freeware airport? Or am I thinking of something else? Because it does ring a bell. So I'm just going to reload the simulator. Hopefully it won't take too long. And head back in. But like I say, before this, just before I first started live streaming, I got a lovely message from Raz. Raz is the CEO of Gaia Simulations. And you know what was the best part of that conversation? I am going to say it because it filled me with it just made me so happy. And like I said before, my confidence in the last couple of years has been absolutely terrible. I've gone through some things that have knocked me as a person. My personality is not what it used to be. I can openly admit to that. But you know what Raz said? I said to him, absolutely love your sceneries. I love what you're doing with the World Update airports, the POIs. And he told me, that he said, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Just to let you know, though, we did loads of other things as well. Some things I knew, some things I was like, oh wow, really? Okay. Gaia Simulations are doing a hell of a lot more than you guys realize. But then he said, oh, by the way, all the team watch your shows and we watch it while we're working and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there going, wow, okay. Gaia Simulations, I went back, it was March 2021. I looked at was it Kristiansand airport they did, and for the guy to actually openly come onto Discord and say, love what you're doing. We discussed Corfu. I said I just can't wait for Corfu to come out, and he's going to stay in touch, and hopefully you guys may see Corfu before it's released at some point. I don't know, but I tell you what, that just builds the confidence. It doesn't take me back to the way I was, but it helps so much. It helps me so much. You guys help me as well, because you know what? For all of the slim negativity, we've had it in the live stream today, and admittedly it doesn't happen a lot in my live streams or videos. There's the odd person, but you guys are, you're right in there saying, actually, shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. if I've got people watching the videos just having a good time and sitting through them with a cup of coffee, cup of tea, slice of cake, whatever you like, you know, that's all that matters. You watch them back, you enjoy them. I know who I can listen to and get fair and honest. I am going to say criticism. Feedback, if you like. Criticism is a bit of a horrible word. Did I disable that? Hopefully it's not impacted to disable it, but yeah. Let me just have a little look because I did disable it. Okay, there's some things that have been updated, but we're going to have a little look at this. There is a payware available from, like I say, from Southfolk. 4 out of 5 rating. It's 17 quid. It's definitely on the higher level scale of pricing, I think, for airports. Don't know what this one's like. If you've got this installed on your simulator, use it often, let me know. I am going to get into the default. Just have a little look around, and then we'll get into the last airport of this live stream. You're the guy I come here for detailed reviews of airports. You're a valued content creator, mate. And so are you, mate, and I really, really appreciate it. Sometimes you get the odd... well, we'd like to say some words, wouldn't we? You get the odd person who likes to try and take the limelight and whatever and think they know best. And I'm not saying... People can know better. People can have more knowledge than me or you or anyone else. But have a bit of be a bit humble about it, you know. I like people who are humble about things. Because let's face it, there's a lot of us, and I'm talking about creators on this side now. I'm talking about a lot of us. There's obviously James's Hudson there. You know, he does. You know, incredible things. He, you know, very, very active on his channel, very active on the Discord, but also very humble in his approach. Sadly, there's other creators. Yeah, listen, they're not horrible. They're just out to play their own game. Do you know what I mean? And I mean that with total respect, because if you're at this game to make a living for your family, for yourself, then so be it. So be it. That is what you've chose to do. There's also a time and a place to be humble about things and sometimes give people the time of day, you know, whatever that is. That's my piece. Anyway, you know what I'm like. I like to go off on rants. This is Bucharest. This is, what did I say? Was it Henri Coandă? Is it Coandă? Coandă. And yeah, I haven't had a look at the default airport. Now, what I am seeing is obviously some bits of the jetways again, unfortunately. So I don't know if we're gonna have the same issue here. What I am gonna say is, from the pictures, it does have it is all working. So if in this live stream nothing connects up, then I am going to put it down to GSX, but I was pretty certain I made GSX. I thought I'd disabled all that business with jetways. I thought the new GSX disables them anyway. I didn't think it was a thing on the new one. As you can see as well, Just Like Traffic has also, just double check, has also worked very, very well in this airport. You know, it's filling in everything. It's filling in some things that maybe, like over there, I don't think those guys would be parked up like that. But for the most part, it's doing well. But anyway, as default airports go, not bad. It's not the best, but it's not that bad. It's all right. The freeware though, wow. I'm just looking at this now, and yeah, it's a massive place. What I would say, this is from, I'm gonna get this name wrong again because it's one of those. Rekinowy. It's linked in the stream description. I like the others, recommend to go and download this. There is plans to add in it's still active in development. The creator said that he's still actively making it. There is a GSX profile in the downloads page. I have installed it. The plan for now is to add more ground service equipment, the military apron, and more handcrafted buildings in the environment. I don't know if this is the military apron over there, but I tell you what, it's a fantastic freeware. And again, I'm leaving it up to you guys whether you've got a payware alternative or whatever, or you don't mind using the default. But I mean, it's free, isn't it? Go and download it, and it's 10 times better than this. So let's go and have a little look around this one. This will be our last one for this evening. I think that is quite nice timing. It is fantastic timing. I've also been speaking to a lot of other people as well. Like I say, I did get an email through from a very, very popular flight sim hardware creator who I've had to put on the back burner for now because time constraints. And honestly, again, no disrespect to those guys, they wanted a certain time frame met, which I understand. I don't dispute that. I just said to him, listen, I want to remain in a relationship with you guys where it's like, okay, send it over my way now and I'll get your video done, rather than send it over my way now. Listen, guys, I've not been able to do it. It's going to take another few weeks. I'd rather it be an open relationship. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully more on what I'm speaking about and being very cryptic about another time. But I've been speaking to other people as well, and yeah, and I've got some of the things to show you. You know, we've got the Hootwall tiller here, the Airbus tiller. Yeah, so let's have a little look at this Bucharest airport. This is fantastic. I haven't had a good look around this one, because it was, I think it's the one I used for me thumbnail. Let's park this Baron here. Let's have a little look around. It's like I say, still in active development. Things are being added. So what you're seeing now, fully still being developed and worked upon. Freeware projects I can fully understand that are going to be, and not just freeware, payware. A lot of developers, payware and freeware, have got full-time jobs, and it's not their first thing that they can do. It's all, you know, a hobby, or it's you know, it's a second thing behind the job. But this is impressive. This is impressive. Agreed, Hudson. I got back into flight simulation after watching a few of Brian's videos in November, having not been on it for 4 years. So much has changed since FX. It has, mate. It has, mate. And I really, really appreciate it, Paolo, mate. I really do. It makes the world of difference when you've got it. You know, God, you know, it's fantastic having 50,000 views on a video. It's great having 10,000, 20,000 subscribers. But if you haven't got the community who interact with you and like to speak to you and you know, like you guys are. Listen, I'm not saying that's what other people's communities are like. I'm not saying that. I'm trying to say that it's all very well and good having massive selection of followers and subscribers and whatever, but this community feeling is where it's at. I think a lot of people forget the community aspect of things. In every sense of the word, when they're creating, when they're flying, when their friend needs help with something, it can get lost in translation. Anyway, I'm talking nonsense. Let's get on with it. This is the last airport we're looking at. Remember, everything I've showed you is linked in the description below. Please, again, do leave your feedback and comments to the freeware creators. They've spent their time, not gotten any money. Yeah, these guys do get donations. And listen, if you want to donate to them, absolutely do that, but don't feel that you need to. I am not saying to you guys go and donate to all these guys. I'm saying if you feel like you can make the donation to help them, it's all nice, isn't it? It's all good. But yeah, let's have a little look. Immediately you'll see the taxiways and the runways completely retextured. It looks like there's a full perimeter fence. You know I like a perimeter fence. We already established that a long time ago. I would say that the perimeter fence in this case is a very, very good LOD. It's extreme. Like, we can see the fences all the way along there. That's quite impressive. All the way along the other side there. I've not really seen fences being executed like that, where you can see it all the way around. Pretty well done. All of the different apron lights as well. I think this is a 2020 and a 2024 scenery, this one. Yeah, it is, yeah. All of the sort of the ground vehicle roads all mapped in as well. All of the stand numbers, stand markings are done. More apron lights with the distinctive barbershop poles on them, if you like. Kind of reminds me of Liverpool Airport. That's kind of what they're like over there as well. I'm not too sure what's going on here. Don't know if that's a don't know if that's meant to be like that, but we'll carry on. We'll carry on. I think this is the military apron, because it's not been. This is kind of the less developed area of this freeware, and definitely noticeable that the creator hasn't made a start on this area. But I'm gonna reveal where it matters, and here we go. Look at that. And you know what is cool as well about this is the train stations all mapped in as well. The scary thing is the fact that it's still in development as well. I do need to double check, make sure that this is actually properly installed. I think it has. So the latest update, just for you guys to know, changelog for the recent one is version 8. Sorry, no, version 0.8.3 is the current one, May 13th. Added new custom buildings, airport fire station, general aviation terminal, and gas station. I just need to double check on them and make sure that there is in fact a custom building. Jetways, all fixed. The reason why they seem to be all fixed is these custom jetway sort of buildings in between as well. There is an interior. It's not a kind of a full terminal interior, but this pier out is a full interior to it. Let's have a little look. Where is the fire station? Where would it be? Where would it be? I'm not sure. I'm sure we'll come across it at some point. I'm looking for the fire engines, to be honest. We'll check. But yeah, we kind of divert around here. You can still see that there's a few auto-generated buildings here, but look at this. Tarom, is it? Tarom? The airline? Look at the hangar. Fantastic. Oh, God. Sorry, guys. Jesus. Oh. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I think I am always open about things, like I say. I think just earlier on, I think that person who decided to be a bit of an bit of an idiot has thrown me off. You wouldn't have thought so, but I think it has. I think so, because it doesn't happen a lot for me. It doesn't happen too often. I you know, depending on what videos that I do, certain add-ons and aircraft and airports, people are less happy about. And you do get the negatives, so you are expecting it. But yeah, generally don't expect it on a live stream. Weirdly enough, I found the fire station anyway. Here is the fire station. It does look like it's a custom building. So yeah, we'll start that again for the people. I think a lot of people have left the stream because yeah, they were expecting to see things and didn't see any of them. So yeah. Bit red-faced. Anyway, here we go. Here is Bucharest. It's now on your screens because I realized that I quit the sim and come back and didn't ever put it back on the screen. I've done that a few times. I never get used to not doing it. But yeah, there's still a lot of things need to be added into this, and the creator has said he's still working on it. The military apron over there, all still auto-gen buildings, something that he has said that is on the agenda. More custom buildings, military apron, and more custom ground equipment. I'll be honest with you, the clutter and stuff is actually all right. It works at the moment. I would imagine this is the general aviation hangar that's being added in, possibly, yeah. And as I was saying before, when you guys couldn't see it, is the actual distance rendering on the fences, which is quite impressive. You guys might not be able to see it purely because of the resolution of the stream, but I can actually see the fence all the way around the runway, which is impressive for the distance, the level of distance on the actual model of the fences. And you guys know that I'm a fiend for the surrounding fences that keep the airport all restricted all the way around. It's a good job I looked at the live chat then, wasn't it? It's a good job I looked at the live chat, otherwise it would have been a long night. Yeah, so let's try and go back to it. All of the apron taxiway textures, the markings, the stands, all done, all present and correct. The apron lights, custom apron lights, those barbershop lights, barbershop pole lights, I guess you could call them. And then there is this. I don't know if this is meant to be like this, or I don't know. Maybe it can. For me, it looks like it's supposed to be textured like that all the way throughout, but then it's missed it out, or it's purposely done like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll hold judgment because I don't know what that's about. Whether it's meant to be, it's a little detail maybe. Like they haven't continued to tarmac that runway just yet, re-tarmac it. So nothing on the left side. So the military apron is still to do, and the fantastic custom buildings, the terminals, the hangars. You can have a little look for yourself, guys. Now you can anyway. It's fantastic. It really is. Obviously, miles better than what we had before. There is still some instances of auto-gen buildings, but you know, for the custom buildings we do have, look at the quality of them. Like, and I'm sure the payware is more complete. I'd fully expect that to be if I'm paying for a scenery. But yeah, you know, when the creative does finish this, it'll be a very hard proposition to even pay for a Payware. It really depends on how really detailed you need sceneries to be. You know, people are now expecting. We've discussed this before quite a lot. People now expect, you know, full interiors, the whole thing. As much as people don't admit it, I know a lot of simmers now question why aircraft don't have cabins, detailed cabins, or why they don't have detailed terminal interiors. Oh, but you're the person who said you don't want that kind of thing. You don't need it. I think it maybe all comes down to just the points of sale now. The price of these airports, maybe they're getting more expensive and then people expect them to have the very, very best. And you know what? Yeah, okay, fair enough. You know, if you pay £20 for a scenery, you do want it to be the best it can be. It is becoming harder though for payware developers when freeware developers start to start asking the question whether they do in fact need to spend £15-20. Because I'll tell you what, that building modeling and texturing is up there, isn't it? There's also a plane coming in over there as well. At a lovely approach angle, absolutely nosediving it, but that's just flight traffic. Cool though. He's leveled out now. He's leveled out. He's going to absolutely butter it. He won't, because they usually just absolutely smack it down on the runway, these models. Look. 3 wheels all at once. Anyway, we continue. But yeah, you can see where the creator has done the custom models. And the custom models are fantastic. They really are. Like the terminal. Look at the terminal. You've got the distinctive design of this terminal building. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. And inside the download page, you will find the GSX download. It is a separate download. It's not on. It's not the creators. You can see that the road markings are being done. The road textures as well, to a certain point. You know. The sheer fact that that's being done, there's an area here that is being developed. Maybe it's done already in real life, but it's being depicted here very nicely. Car park markings are nice. You know, it's a lovely work in progress. Again, it feels to me like another passion project, another freeware where the developer has maybe some close connections. Maybe works there, maybe I don't know. Maybe he hasn't, I don't know. I'm saying here, could be a she. But you can see that the actual train station as well is fully done. You know, there is a point where it drops off, but you know, you can't carry it on. It's all there. It wasn't in the default. And you know what? The glasswork and everything, all the seats are there. Fantastic work. I'd like to say you could see the potential, because it is actually fantastic as it is, but I know, and I bet the developer does want to just carry on and make it a complete airport. All of the custom, I guess you would say, canopies and walkways for passengers to not get wet on a rainy day. And these are all, you know, custom walls that, you know, they've been put in there. Let's have a little look. There's no control tower interior, but we do have an interior to the pier, so we will have a look in that. Very nice done. Let me know what you think, and obviously if you're rewatching the live stream, let me know which one is your favorite if you have it. I mean, all of them have been brilliant. All of them have just been really high standards for again for the freeware. Just we're getting looked after from these guys who are spending their their unpaid time. There's another Wizz Air getting busy. Unfortunately, I can't hear any sound from those aircraft. That's the problem. I know FSLTL models. Again, I'm gonna say, in my opinion, the FSLT models, the sounds on them are a lot better, which is a bit of an odd one to say, seen as one's free and one's not. But yeah, this is another. You could definitely get some inspiration for routes. And we'll just have a little look as well. Let's have a little look on the good old flight radar. We are at Lima Romeo Oscar Papa. Little picture of the control tower on flight radar, looks spot on, really does. So there's cargo operations here. We've got some FedEx 737s. We've got the variety of airlines here is really, really good. I've never heard of, what's that, Anama Wings? A220 as well. Wizz, Norwegian, Ryanair, High Sky, DHL sending the A300s in here for the cargo ops. Malta, obviously Ryanair. Lufthansa from Munich. Copenhagen, Pegasus, Istanbul, Dan Air from Dublin. LOT Airlines from Warsaw. You've got a lot of opportunities for routes out of here. Some lovely European routes. Let me bring the light down. Can have a little look at the night light, and I still like a little bit of light in the sky. And you know what? This is a 2020 and a 2024 scenery, but I tell you what, that train station, I don't know if it looks overly too bright. I don't think it does. I think it's probably what it looks like. You've got absolutely no lights on there. How is anyone supposed to see you? I heard you. Taxiway, runway lights look great. It looks great. Now let's have a look at this terminal. Not bad. Not bad at all. The apron lights actually are really nice. We'll have a little look inside the apron as well. This add-on would be sufficient for me for this airport, along with the free Gatwick. I must admit, I have the InnyBuilds Gatwick, but the freeware Gatwick has always been held in high esteem. I think I did install it for the freeware, the UK freeware video or live stream that I want to do at some point. Again, the interior, it's not, I don't like to say it, it's not what we're seeing now, but I tell you, you know what? Apart from the fact that it's got no passengers in, there's no shops, the modeling work is really good. Like, the secret gold door is there as well. Very ominous, isn't it? And it's very detailed for what it should be. Is there someone behind here? It's like the other side of the airport that no one speaks about. But it's nice. I love this weird tunnel. Look at this. It's modeled really well. I think it's one of those where the guy's just done it and said, listen, if you stand, that is going to be a very, very nice interior to look at from the flight deck. He might continue to develop it. That's the thing. This airport is still in active development. And it's been done very, very well. I love that the Just Flight Traffic is working very nicely today as well. It's never known it to inject the aircraft in like that and just fill the airports up. But yeah, guys, that is gonna be it. Now, listen, I am gonna apologize for this evening's live stream because I was a bit all over the place anyway. Just anyway, but kind of didn't really recover after someone thinking they knew about freeware and how freeware is supposed to be not freeware because you still have to pay for the. Anyway, we won't go into that. I'm sure I'll do my wife's head in by having a moment to hear about it. The point is, guys, I just want to say sorry because obviously by the end there, I just was literally talking about an airport that you couldn't see at that point. So yeah, I do apologize. I know you guys will say it doesn't matter. Honestly, you did well. I really appreciate that. I have this really sort of a bit of a, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And when I do me pre-recorded videos, I don't want to just record them and get them out. I want to edit them and have it look nice and edited together nicely, things transition them well, and yeah, you know what I mean. It's one of those. Just I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I want it to all look as nice as I can. So there's that. I'm live again tomorrow. So right now, just so you guys know, because I've scheduled in a lot of live streams, like a lot. We have got one that's not even scheduled because it's private and I don't know whether to do it at all. But I'm not good. That I might do that. But what I do have is starting tomorrow, May 14th, some virtual plane spotting with Flight Control Spotter. You guys know obviously Flight Control Replay from Flight Control Tools. Well, Fabio, fantastic guy, always keeps me updated with his work on Instagram. Lovely chap. He sent me version, I think it's 2.2 something of Flight Control Spotter. So I want to show you a couple of things on that. What's new, what's being added, what you can do with it, and then do some virtual plane spotting somewhere or in a couple of places maybe. I don't know. We might use Just Flight Traffic, but I am inclined to actually use the traffic on Beyond ATC. Then on Saturday, that has just been scheduled in because I've been speaking to Simulations. They've just released, or I think about to release, version 2 of Izmir Airport in Turkey. I'm going to have a look at that with you guys. Possibly a full flight, potentially from close by. Nothing too mad. Just maybe a half an hour flight. I'll see where works best. I've also got 2 copies of Izmir to give away to you guys, so there'll be a giveaway on that one. Then on Monday, I think that's Monday the 18th, I'll be going back to I think it was 2 months before I started getting back into YouTube, because if you guys have been with the channel for a while, you'll know that I did a lot of YouTube, stopped it for about a year and a half, and then decided at the start of 2025 to come back and do more. In 2024, it was the gap in between Flight Sim 2024 releasing and Christmas of 2024. Ini Builds released Palm Springs, and they just updated it with a few fixes and stuff. And I said to Ini Builds, hang on, how did I miss that? because I usually grab any indie builds scenery and get it on there, you know, as you guys know. Turns out that this was before I started back up again on the channel, so we're gonna go back and see what that's like, and I'll give a copy away for you guys. May 20th, I think that is the Wednesday of next week, we are saying goodbye to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, sadly. I won't be ever flying on it. No, I'm only joking. I'm going to be in the Tolus A320neo over on X-Plane 12 doing a full flight. Haven't worked out where I'm flying yet. I'll decide it close to the time. The main thing there is for me to give you guys the lowdown on the Tolus A320neo. It's not a new aircraft. It's been out a couple of years. It's new to me. Some people might also want to hear my impressions because I am coming fresh from the Phoenix A320, having sort of learned the basics. Let's call it the basics, because I don't know it all. So I want to show you. I want to basically fly the Tolus A320 using the knowledge from the Phoenix. Have a flight, talk about it, what I like, what I dislike, blah blah blah, and we'll have a little flight. And then I believe it's the Monday after then. Currently, this is how it stands. You know me, there could be more added. Monday after, Monday the 25th of May, we are over in Australia again. We are going to fly the Perth to Broome, because we've obviously had Broome Airport added in the Australian updates. So we're going to go from the Orbex Perth Airport to the Gaia Simulations Broome Airport with the QantasLink A319. And that's it for now. That's it for now. I'm assuming they're going to be more. I'd imagine there's going to be more. But that's it for now. So for next week or two, there's going to be a Monday and a Wednesday stream with a couple of others added in there as well. They'll be going on my Discord. They'll be going on a YouTube post. Back again tomorrow at 7:30, doing some nice chilled out virtual plane spotting. That plane's just done a go around by the looks of it. But yeah, thank you everyone. I really appreciate everyone's patience and time tonight. Paolo, yeah, I mean, there's still more to come. I would say to everyone, please, again, if you download any of these, make sure that you've got the right libraries installed. It tells you everything inside the download pages, and also obviously make sure you leave your feedback, leave your best wishes to the creator if you do find that any of these you start using regularly, you know. And yeah, I'm gonna go and get I always get a cuppa after the live stream because I talk so much and my throat goes very bad. Oh, he's acting now. He's acting. Listen, guys, I'm sorry I got a bit animated in that live stream. People annoy me sometimes, especially with how I'm feeling at the minute. So apologies for the little bit of an outburst. That wasn't like me. I'd usually just look at it and be like, shut up. But anyway, have a good evening, everyone. And I'll be back tomorrow. Nice chilled out live stream, some virtual plane spot. I'll show you a bit of this flight control spotter program. And yeah, have a great evening. Can't wait to show you more. Hopefully have some kind of Airbus set up soon as well. But there'll be more about that soon. I'll see you later. Go away. Go. Get rid of him. Go away.